In this next part of our tutorial, we're going to look at adding some lives. So just close out of that for right now. So what we need to do is enable the use of lives, and in the game what we're going to say is that the Kiwi gets 4 lives to start, and then every time obviously it collides with one of its enemies, it loses a life, and then we'll have it show the high score and restart the game if it loses all 4 of its lives. So in order to do that, we want to make an object, and this is going to be a controller object that has no sprite with it, because this will just be placed into the room and we'll have it control the events without being seen. So it's just going to keep track of the Kiwi's lives for us, and if we need to restart the game. There'll be a sound associated with that as well. So create a new sound. That's the sound forest, and if you just load the sound forest, that's going to serve to be our background music. If you just bring the sound volume down on that so it isn't overwhelming, so it's just playing in the background, and we'll add that to our controller object as well. Then you want to create a new object called Object Controller. This will not have a sprite attached to it. It will be just an invisible object that's controlling things in the game. And if you add an event from the other, that's the game start event. So basically anything that you put in the game start will happen upon game start, and it only happens once when you hit the play button. So I've added that here. And what we want to do is first set our lives. So in the score, we've got the set lives action, and we'll set our new lives to 4. We don't need this to be relative because we're not adding to existing lives. We're saying at the beginning of the game, give them 4. We also want to set our score caption info. So if we add that in, and here all we're going to say is change all of these to don't show from show, because normally once we set lives, all the lives in the score will show up in the title bar, and we're going to make our own custom score box. So we're saying don't show in the title bar. And then we are also adding this play sound event. And we want the forest sound to play, and we want it to loop over and over, and we'll just, so it'll be keeping looping as background music. So we'll set loop to true. So all that happens upon game start. Set the lives to 4, turn off the captioning, and play the sound forest and set its looping to true, so it continues over and over again. Then we need to add an event, what happens when there are no more lives. So the controller will be keeping track of how many lives, and when we've reached the end of our lives, so that again is in the other, and it's a no more lives. Then we want to show the high score table, and that's in the score tab. So show the high score table, you can customize your settings here, font, color. And then we also want to restart the game. So after the high score shows, we'll restart the game. The Kiwi's out of lives. Now we won't do anything with this object right now. We need to add some more to that, but I'm going to stop the video at this stage so you can make sure that you've got your controller object sorted.